Yo. Hey. Hey. Yes, it indeed is me. It is your boy, OMD, Dex300. This is the Corner Store Podcast. You see the sign behind me, episode 95. It is almost 2024. You know what I'm saying? 2024. Can you believe it? 2024. Now remember the fucking show, Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Shit, man, we out there. We out there when it comes to the future and all that. We are really out here. It is December 29th, 2023. We're a couple of days before the first of the year and the new year, which is 2024. Welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. Do me a favor and hit that like. Also, check out the subscribe button. Please hit that and also hit the bell notification so you'll know when I'm doing my thing. Because of the holidays, the shows have been a little uneven. The last show we had was a gentleman that's the host of the Real Quick Though podcast. He was on my show. Julius, want to give a shout out to Julius. Great, funny dude, comedian, also podcast host. He was on, had his lovely wife here. Wonderful lady, real cool. They got a bunch of grapefruits and shit, and they got up out of here. But they came to the crib and hung out with your boy for a minute. So, yeah, thank y'all for being here, man. A lot of crazy shit going on. For those who don't know what the Corner Store Podcast is all about, it's pretty informative. I think I say some cool things to people about what's going on out there. A lot of crazy innuendo shit I talk about sometimes, but I also talk about real issues that's going on in the world. There's several going on out there. Shout out to my boy Corey Holcomb. I don't know you personally, but I love the 5150 podcast that you have where you talk about some real cool issues. And I wanted to speak on something that you were speaking on recently about some ESPN sports correspondence of the female persuasion. Also wanted to talk about Kanye West all over the place, but he's smart enough. Everybody would think Kanye West is crazy. Let me tell you, he's crazy like a fox. The brother just recently, I'll let you hear it yourself. Check this out. Let me go to my source, audio source, I should say, and then we'll go from there. My audio source, and this is...
finally apologized for his various anti-Semitic outbursts. West issued the apology in Hebrew on his newly reactivated Instagram, saying, "I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outburst caused by my words or action. It was not my intention to hurt or demean, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused." In addition, he declared his commitment to making amends and promoting unity. This apology follows a significant fallout, with Kanye losing a series of lucrative endorsement deals and being dropped by his talent agency.
Wow.
Kanye West has finally...
There we go. This is reported by a young lady that's got a news outlet. Let me tell you something. This world power structure, especially the media, this is not an anti-Semitic statement I'm about to make. The statement I'm about to make is the Jewish community does and is running media. Point blank. Who do you think owns YouTube, the platform that I use to do this podcast? You will bend and you will bow. And there's no disrespect to them. They run this shit. They set it up this way to where they have the power to shut off your voice, shut off your opinion, cut off your money. Most of the people that he worked with and for and around and was partners with is of the Jewish community. So how the hell you think you're going to say all of that? And, when they have their causes, they're a tight-knit community that's surrounded by a lot of money. So you think you're going to say something anti-Semitic to them? It may not even, let me tell you something. It may not even be as anti-Semitic as they that the statement may not even really be that anti-Semitic against them, but if they even think or even if there's a small propensity of it being anti-Semitic to them, they're going to bury you. There goes so much as the change. I know Kanye was very wealthy when you got to the point where you're over $1 billion, and we know that that's a billion number of assets and all the stuff he was doing and the contracts and but really you could say he's like 200 million. That's his real money. Like, if you had to say, what his real true assets was, like Kanye's got, 200 million cash, liquid. That's still a lot of goddamn money. And he's willing to bend the knee and apologize for his comments, because the recent comments were real stiff. He was like, I'm going to do this and that and expose and blah, blah, blah. And somebody pulled him to the side, like, look at, man, you need to apologize for that shit you were saying, man. Period, point blank. Because you about to lose it all. Ain't going to be nobody work with you on Madison Avenue, nigga, at all, period, point blank. Either you do that or you fuck. Now, does that mean he would be completely and flat broke? Now, remember, if you want to do music, he's got to go through them. They own that too. If he wants to do some fashion and, put some stuff out there, on the cloak, they own that. So all of the outlets for where he could make money is going to be closed to him. So what do you think he was going to do? Kanye West is not an idiot. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're a coward, you this, you bowing down. Of course he's going to fucking bow down. Even if you was to, I'm going to tell you right now, anybody out there, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to tell the truth all the time. Now, if I get, if something happens to where someone comes to me and says, I didn't like what you said, and you really have a chance to actually take your show to another plateau, I can help with that. I'm Jewish, but I didn't like what you said. I'll probably go to that person and be like, look, man, I ain't, I have opinions about certain things, but what I'm saying, if you was offended, I apologize. That ain't no bitch way of doing that. You trying to make it in this country. This place is geared for you to fucking flop. I don't know how Colin Kaepernick is making his money now. I don't think there's a contingent of people, of course, they're against him and calling him out. I don't think those people really have no real effect. Those people that's talking about him and saying what they say about Kaepernick can't really fuck with his money. They're just regular motherfuckers out there just mad that he's standing up. But I don't think Kaepernick's ever disrespected the Jewish. The first time he says something about the Jewish community, he'll be a pomper. He'll be poor as hell. He still make money. I looked up his net worth. He's still like 20 million bucks. And he ain't playing ball or nothing. He got a lot of social causes and all that. You know what I'm saying? But he only talk about the stuff that's happening to us. He don't talk about no other race. He don't say, they're the problem or none of that shit. So he's cool. Let that motherfucker say one thing against the Jewish community. Just one thing. He'll be destroyed. And I ain't trying to get the wrath of you guys. I'm just pointing out the fact that y'all got it on lock. If it was the other way around, if it was black people in control of all of the media and all that shit too, people would say the same thing. You know damn well they'd be trying to kiss your butt to get on TV or do this and that and the third. It's all about power. Everybody know that. I can be mad at it and I can not like it. And it's a narrative. You control the narratives when you got the control of media and things like that, and people making money selling movies, and they only let so many scripts through and all this. But even though you know all that, and if you really truly believe in the higher power, if you know all that and it's people, if you pray some kind of way, a crack will be opened so you can slide up in there and get your vehicle done, or your movie done, or your, something. You know what I'm saying? There's always, if there's a will, there's a way. But people will always look at it if you do finally get up in there. Shout out Jonathan Majors too. You didn't do nothing to that girl, and because of the way the world is all shaped all of a sudden, and how the narrative of women not being wrong about anything especially if they're not your color. You just got railroaded, bro. You was doing so well too. All this great ass shows you had going on. It's just a weird world that we live in. And it's always been that way. But because of social media and everything, it's all getting uncovered. That everything's being uncovered. It's a trip how people look at me sometimes when I'm out and about. I'm not an unattractive brother, and I ain't trying to attract nobody in that way, no way. But I'm just saying, I don't be walking around out there dirty or anything. But I'm gonna tell you, there's just a contingent of people out there that don't care what you dress, how you smell, nothing. They always gonna look at you as like I have to live. You actually catch people looking at you like I have to live around this motherfucker face type shit. And that's fucking terrible, bro. I ain't never did a damn thing to nobody. But it goes from the Kanye West thing to him having to bow down and kiss butt in order to get to get back in the good graces of certain people so he can have his shit popping. I'll talk about stuff to where I want to be laughing and everything. And tonight I'm not trying to be morbid or nothing, but I will say this. It's a sad state of affairs. And Kanye West has to grovel to get back into the good graces of the real leaders of media and business. That's fucked up. We're never gonna be powerful enough. A dude like Byron Allen, there's gotta be. I know he's a man of industry. He owns his own stuff, production company worth several $1 billion. But some way, somehow, some way. Hey, Slim, how are you? Shout out to New York. What's happening, New York? In the building. What's going on? I love it. Brooklyn, New York in the building. I was just talking about Kanye West having to grovel to get back in the good graces of his Jewish zaddies. And let me say, like I said, eventually someone in the media of that faith is going to have to make a decision on Corner Store Podcast. Maybe me, and maybe not even Corner Store Podcast, some other deal. So I'm going to have to deal with this. If I'm trying to be in this business, I have to understand the facts of it, that is just a part of the deal. I hope I never get to a point where I would make a mistake and say something negative against the real leaders of industry. It's just facts that the Jewish community runs media. You can't get a movie past anybody to get out there distributed and put in theaters unless you deal with one of them. It's just facts. And I was just talking about Kanye West. He had, doing all that tough talking. He did for a good few months. He talked tough and said he was going to expose this, that, and the third. But you see, recently, he had to go ahead on and bow on down and get back in line. That's the way of the world. It's hard to fight. I don't care. That shows you how tough the powers that be in media and the people who run Madison Avenue and Wall Street, how powerful they are. That a man, that reached the Fortune 500, 600, Fortune 700, to be honest with you, with over $1 billion, $1 billion in assets, can be put to his knees and made to grovel like a little bitty baby. Sorry, bro. I knew it was whack going in. I knew it was going to be whack going in. But did y'all hear about this right here? This is very interesting. Check this out. Hold on, I got to turn it up.
Panic as the water rushed towards them.
Let me do this back again. Here we go.
This is terrifying footage showing the moment a rogue wave slammed into a seawall, sending a crowd of onlookers fleeing in panic as the water rushed towards them. Huge waves pounded California on Thursday as a big swell generated by storms over the Pacific Ocean caused coastal flooding. 8 people were injured in this particular incident, which took place in Ventura. Evacuation warnings were also issued in coastal Marin County Thursday morning and extended to Santa Cruz County and Capitola Village later in the day.
Santa Cruz is
Forecasters urged
way
people to
up
stay
north.
off rocks and jetties and to not turn their backs to the ocean because of the danger of sneaker waves. This is terrifying.
Now I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. If you believe that story that wave was a rogue wave because of high surf, because of storms in the Pacific, you're a fool. Go back in the archives and Google any waves that happened like that because of high or terrible storms on the Pacific. First off, there's not a lot of bad storms in the Pacific Ocean to cause high surf. There has been high surf when there was bad weather over California. I've seen that. But, I'll put it to you this way. There's a lot of seismic activity that's been happening out in the ocean. A lot of people have been talking about that. And I'm going to tell you right now, one day we're going to have a big ass wave that hit that just show you that little bitty ass wave wasn't nothing but 20, 30 feet. Imagine if the wave was over 400 feet high. They're going to flood the shit out of the coastal cities. That wave or that rogue wave activity yesterday happened all the way up and down the coast, all the way up north, all the way down to Orange County. Something went on, man. It just wasn't no storm that made that happen. That was weird. That's the whole, it was like 5 city blocks got flooded in a matter of minutes. A lot of that stuff hasn't been happening before in California. Y'all know that. You can look back and find out. None of that's been happening. For the people that's on here in New York, I've had some flooding issues too. About, when that big ass hurricane came from Florida all the way up the coast and damn near flooded New York. See how easy it is to flood the city of New York? It was up to 2 to 5 to 10 feet of water. New York City. A lot of people don't realize it's a fucking island. Y'all been living on that cold ass island for years, man. Beautiful fucking city. Crazy how they made it into all of what it is with the buildings and everything. But it is an island and it's below sea level. And the fucking water is rising every fucking day. The water's rising every day. Global warming is real. They just had a special on the other day, a documentary about all of these big ass, because it's like a big continent of ice at the top of the world. It's also at the bottom of the world in Antarctica, but that big ice continent or island, whatever you want to call it, has been breaking apart and just dropping into the water. That's some of the stuff that's been causing these rogue waves, as well as these gigantic building-sized fucking ice sheets fall into the ocean and cause these giant ass cavitations. Global warming is real. They talk about storm. Now, what the fuck you think a storm that big is in the Pacific Ocean for? Because the earth is warm. It's getting warmer. The Atlantic Ocean is the coldest. That's the reason why they're having all these hurricanes and all these weird weather patterns down there in the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico over there in fucking Florida up in the East Coast. Now we're starting to have that kind of weather pattern out here in the West Coast, which don't even happen. And to make matters worse, Neil deGrasse, everybody knows who that is, the astrophysicist, the brother everybody always have on, talking about stars exploding and black holes and all that. This son of a fucking gun, got on TV the other day and he says, mark my words, you can go look this up. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm looking into maybe handling some affairs. I don't know if I'll be here either. Me being 57, handsome as fuck though for 57. I look fucking great to be 57. But 57 years old, and Neil deGrasse has said, and I quote, and this is no bullshit, this ain't no conspiracy theory, this is actual facts. He said something about a keyhole, and I'm going to explain what that means. He said, there is going to be an asteroid. This is no bullshit. Whoever I see, I got 3 people on the live. Listen up and listen good. This is true. Spread the word. It ain't about panic. It's all about being fucking aware and knowing that if this shit really go down, we got to do some shit. But anyway, he said in 2039, which ain't a long time away. It's 2024 as of this Monday. So 2034 is only 10 years from now. And then that's 5 years more in the thing. An asteroid is supposed to hit Earth. I forget the name of it. I should find it and play the audio for you. I may have even saved that. I'm not sure. I don't think I did, but I should have. Supposed to hit us in 2039. He said it already, because it's like an orbital thing. He said it's already came super close to us. And they said another thing about it, a keyhole thing. They said, he said that at this point, the chances are 1 in like 2 million. But if it does this keyhole thing where it goes through like the asteroid belt, it's supposed to come through the Milky Way, and it goes through this little keyhole and gets a chance to clear without hitting none of them. He said that. He said if it gets through that keyhole, now we're talking about 1 in hundreds of thousands chance to hit us. And he said that at its current trajectory, this is the fucking truth. I couldn't believe this man was saying this on TV. At its current trajectory, it'll hit off the coast of 56 miles off the coast of Santa Monica. He said the impact, because of its size, it's going to hit the ocean and go 3 miles deep, which will cause a 3-mile cavitation. Now you go and look that up. A 3-mile cavitation means once that fucking meteor hits the fucking ocean, it's gonna make an explosion and it's gonna go down like that, 3 miles. And that water is gonna rise and splish out like this, 3 miles fucking high. Going in all directions. 56 miles off the coast of Santa Monica. And if you don't think that ain't a planet-killing ass fucking asteroid, you tripping. Not only, man, if the impact alone is going to cause a nuclear-sized explosion that you're going to feel around the world. That's number one. Dust cloud, water vapor, all kind of shit going to fill the sky. And it's going to cover the sky for months. You might fuck around and get a whale landing in Utah or some shit. It's going to be so big. A whale carcass is going to end up in Utah or some shit. California is done. The whole West Coast all the way up to fucking Alaska going to just get covered in water. I live way out in the valley, San Fernando Valley. For those who know Los Angeles, that's about what? I don't know, 20, 30 miles, 40 miles from the beach. And we're surrounded by mountains, or at least we have a mountain pass, the Santa Monica Mountains going all the way down to Ventura, down to all those mountains. Don't matter. That water's going to clear all that shit. It's going to clear it all. It's going to get all the way out here in this bowl, because if you're in the valley, that's exactly what you're in. You're surrounded by mountains, so you're in a bowl. And it's just going to flood the fuck out of this bowl. All of us are going to fucking drown. Well, I don't know, man. It's just going to be a disaster. If you watch 2012 or any of those crazy-ass movies like that, it's going to look something like that. And to know that's a possibility, this man don't be playing when he talk about, he's very serious. He not finna just put that out there. He ain't trying to cause panic. He just trying to cause awareness. Because it's so far away in time, people ain't gonna take it serious until they see it sitting in the sky. Because, just like in the movies, it's gonna be in the sky on its way here. You're gonna see it. It's gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. When it comes, you're just gonna be seeing it there with a little tail behind it. People gonna be panicking. Now, I've sent videos and showed videos on my TikTok and a couple of Instagram of them digging 7 miles down and creating a whole city inside of the earth. Jesse Ventura, used to be wrestler of the WWE. Jesse Ventura, who used to be governor of Minnesota. which I thought was an excellent thing that happened back in the day. He was an independent that won. He got a tour, which was unauthorized tour from some reporter they were on a golf cart and they drove down into one of those facilities. They have a whole goddamn malls, stores of food, a whole area with growing plants. They've been planning this shit for years. And if there's one facility like that that's dug, you know there's another one. They already know. Let me tell you something. And I ain't trying to scare nobody. If you're a regular motherfucker and you had Christmas this Christmas, you had a good Christmas with your family, you watched the kids open presents, and you worked hard to do your little job, and you clocked in and got your deposit and paid all your little shit, and you did what you did for your family, and you smiled and ate food. That's exactly what they want you to fucking be doing. Living your life like that. Worried about them bills and keeping them lights on, and goddamn, the roof need to be fixed. And you got all these things to think about, not thinking about the possibility that there might be a planet-killing fucking rock coming to hit this world, and you ain't got nowhere else to run. But when that shit happens, let me tell you something. They will already be inside the bunker, chilling on bunks, watching closed-circuit TV at the surface, watching people fucking panic. I'm not trying to scare nobody to go out there and dig a hole behind your house and get ready for the inevitable rock coming. But all I'm trying to say is at least be thinking about some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We put so much money. They make us so worried about these taxes on this land and all of this other shit and paying your rent. There's people living in campers. What about all that when that meteor hit, man? Well, all these people, these motherfuckers going to be dead. And I guess they're going to just wait till the dust clear, come from from underground and remake the world if it ain't cracked in the middle like an egg. Because you don't know how hard, if that shit hit as hard as he say, this shit might crack open like an egg, man. The world really be fucked. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, they keep us thinking about bullshit like that. Working hard and worrying and, Christmas and all that. Christmas was created for you to buy a bunch of shit that people ain't going to use but a couple months before they have it sitting over in the corner gathering dust. A lot of times I used to get mad about socks and t-shirts and underwear. Really, that's the shit you should be getting for Christmas because it's practical. You could actually use that shit. The shit that we get, whether it was a PlayStation. Yeah, I play my PlayStation on my Xbox, I should say. I play it from time to time. It helps out and everything. And that shit's cool. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it a band. If the power was off, that motherfucker becomes useless. Yeah, I could probably use some of these rechargeable joints I got now to play it or whatever. But after that battery dies, if the power's off, you can't recharge the rechargeable thing. That shit becomes useless. So we always throw away the practical. VR fucking visors at the crib. That ain't practical. Yeah, it's fun. You be feeling like you would somewhere else fighting zombies and all this other shit. But really, you got to have a padded room for that shit so you don't tear your lamps up. Because you walk around, you can't really see. You know what I'm saying? So, all the shit that they sell us is bullshit. Why do they do that? Why do they keep you confused and not reading and not, looking at videos about them, They want to keep your ass busy with bullshit so you won't think about it. When that rock finally come and everybody start panicking here on the surface, they're going to be somewhere chilling, relaxing, chilling, watching video. They probably going to be watching videotape because I don't know, man. Let me stop. I'm just keeping it real. That's the way it seemed to me. I'm just talking, all I can say to you on that is we got to watch out, man. We got to keep aware because if they got these rogue waves hitting, there's a lot of other crazy shit coming down the pipe. And it's a damn shame. I was just talking to my significant other about it. She sounded like a robot when she was talking about it. She says, "Oh, dirty ass humans. We dirty up the world." I was like, damn, you sound like AI. Because AI probably be pissed off if they really, we turned on a real AI to control some shit. They're probably like, man, these motherfuckers need to die with their terrible ass. They killing the earth. I'm telling you. So we got to watch it, man. Here's something else. Let me see if I can do this. Here's something else I wanted to talk about. Hold on. Oh, that's wrong. I'm on the wrong thing here. Here we go.
Now, why do you continue to take the high road? Why don't you address it, face?
Oh my gosh, because it's
Check this
impossible.
out.
It's a law that if you meet negative with negative, you will just have a combusted negative force and negative energy.
Oprah Winfrey.
You can't meet negative energy where it is. You have to rise above it. You have to transcend it. You have to be the light. And it only takes a little bit of light to banish the darkness. It takes a lot of darkness to overcome the light, but it takes just a little bit of light. And we are warriors of the light. So I would never stoop to try to meet
Warriors of the light. What is he talking about?
Awesome. Thank you very much.
That sounds like a quote.
A lot of people ate up the BS that Oprah was saying about Monique being negative and how she was trying to be light, including Steve Harvey, who also blasted Monique after she called him a coon and accused him of not standing up for her. He said he could care less what she thinks about him, and Monique has burned too many bridges. He then later invited Monique to his show, and she apparently exposed him for being two-faced. It looks like he was supporting.
Hey, let me say something about Steve Harvey. For those who don't really know me, I don't fuck with dude. This world and the people in it are full of shit. And it's almost like they basically put certain people up there as a slap in the face to black people. Now, this man that had a book about relationships, but then the relationships he been in is all turmoil and crazy. Everything's ass backwards. They want the symbolism to be negative and weird. This thing going on with that pastor down in Texas. What's his name? Everybody, T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes is supposed to be a man of God, but he hanging out with Diddy and going to these parties, fornicating and doing all these different things, allegedly. The fact of the matter is, they'll hold him up in regard as the voice of spiritualism for the black people. And all the time, he's doing everything devilish as possible. Same thing can be said about Steve Harvey, doing all these different jobs and everything, Family Feud, all that. It looked like all he talk about is money. And when you mention to, you goddamn right, I want my money and and all this other shit. To me, man, that just tells me you full of shit. You ain't no different than Charleston White. Charleston White will sit up there and say the most profound and wonderful things, and then turn around and say some stupid ass shit talking about he'll kill T.I.'s son or something. It's all cap. Everybody is full of shit and saying what they need to say to get in where they fit in corporate and media America to get their fetty. I was just talking to somebody I care about the other day about my podcast or anything that any of the endeavors I do to be enough for me to not only put a little bit in the bank to look at my bank statements and go, damn, I'm doing okay, as well as take care of my business and other people around me without the famous part of it. Because it seems like to me, people who want fame or chase fame in order to get the money end up becoming infamous. And I'm not trying to be like that. If anybody knows hip hop artist Lupe Fiasco, very talented dude. I'm a big fan, have been to his shows. So you know damn well if you spend enough money to go to somebody's show, you know what I'm saying, you know, and deal with the traffic in Los Angeles and going downtown or whatever, you really fuck with them. But a lot of people don't know a lot about Lupe. They may have heard of him or everything, and they may even checked out a couple of his songs, but he ain't like super like he could he could go to the store right now and go shopping and nobody would really know him unless they really, really, really fuck with him. And there's enough people that fuck with him to where he makes a decent living at what he does. That's the type of fame I would want for not only me, for my son, for people to appreciate the art that you put out there, to have paid for it, to your real core fans go out there and see you perform, but you have a life. And you can look at your bank statement and say, well, damn, I own this property and I got this and I'm doing okay. I'm going to help out. That's all I've ever wanted. And that's exactly what I want, to be able to voice my opinion logically and intelligently. I don't just be saying willy-nilly bullshit. I do, but it comes from a good space. You know, when I say a wild and outlandish shit, and a lot of times I'll say, you know, it's just my thoughts, it's crazy, you know, whatever, or it's some real shit. You know, if you watch my pod, you know what I'm talking about. So with that said, I just want to get to a point where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of pods I ain't even heard of since I started doing this. I've been on YouTube and all kind of stuff. Pop, I ain't never heard of this. And the dude is doing good. They got this amount of people and you ain't even heard of them because they got their own circle. They got their own core fans and those people fuck with them. And that's all you could ever want. You don't need no super notoriety. Fuck, no disrespect to the Joe Buttons of the world and the drink champs and all that. Those are the ones that's popping. The only reason y'all popping is because y'all used to be something else. People know you from that. The people that start out from nothing, from the dirt, and start a pod and it becomes something, you got to give them admiration. No notoriety. Nobody don't know me. For me to even have 2,000 some odd subscribers is an achievement. I'm just a regular ass motherfucker. Off of my nickel, I do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So to even have the 3 live people on the live and the 1 thumbs up right now is a blessing. Oh yeah, shout out to everybody out there. Remember to tell everybody about my shit. You know I'll be on here talking about some real shit. Don't be bullshitting. I'll be talking about some real shit. Tell everybody to subscribe, to leave comments, to look at my previous stuff and tell me what you think about what I done talked about, who I done talked with. Give me suggestions. Let's fucking get it. Engagement. That's what it's all about. It really, really makes it what it is. So do that for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. OMD-300. And just like I was saying, man, it's about dedicating to something. I go through ups and downs all the time thinking about, should I do this? Should I keep doing this? Should I keep pouring money into this? And everything in my spirit tells me, yeah, the fuck? Why would you do all of this and quit? You're going to be where you need to be. I'm not asking for a whole lot, though. Some people will ask for the world. I'm asking for a piece of that motherfucker. Because that's all you really should be looking forward to. Take a piece. A big piece, if you can get a big piece and give a little bit to somebody. And I'm just trying to bless some people on my mama. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when I get to where I need to be in this endeavor, a lot of people are going to benefit. A lot of people are going to benefit. People who don't know me and nothing. It's just gonna be out there. Be like, thank you. Love to see that genuine thank you from somebody because they know with this thing you've given them or this opportunity or this vehicle, something that is gonna help them prosper. And money can't even give you that kind of pleasure to know you helping somebody. And that's on the real. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So all I can do is keep doing what I'm doing. Much respect. There's another thing on here I wanted to listen to.
Putting her in private.
Nah, not that one. I'm tired of that. What was this one right here? Wait a minute.
63-year-old Jackie Wilson spent 36 years in prison for the murder of 2 Chicago police officers, but it was a crime he did not commit. A victim of torture by former police sergeant John Burge and alleged misconduct by prosecutors. 2 of those prosecutors, Nick Trutenko and Andrew Horvat, now facing criminal charges. Charges against Trutenko include perjury and obstruction of justice. Wilson, who is now a free man, is in court, closely watching the proceedings, as is his attorney.
It's a historic trial. It is dealing with the tip of the iceberg in terms of prosecutorial misconduct.
Prosecutors allege Trutenko failed to disclose he has a close relationship with one of the key witnesses whose testimony helped convict Wilson. In fact, prosecutors say Trutenko is the godfather to 2 children of the witness, William Coleman. Lake County Judge Daniel Shanes is hearing the case because the 2 prosecutors are well known to the Cook County judges. A special prosecutor has also been brought in to argue the case. Horvat.
This is a travesty. I've said this before. There's no judge. Thank you, Sonia, by the way, for saying that. I've come this far by the grace, she said, and to continue, doing what I'm doing because it's purposeful. I appreciate that. That's absolutely true. And all the people who are on my live right now, I want to thank you for even sitting here and listening and talking with me here on Friday night. I appreciate it. But this story that I just played right here is an absolute travesty. There's no justice here. So if you hear stories like this, don't be surprised anymore. Don't be surprised. This man was, former prosecutors put a man in prison who they knew was innocent. He did 36 years. 36 years of his life gone. 36 years. Of course they white and he's black. I don't even have to tell you that part of it. And for a crime he never committed. And the prosecutor's now facing a trial for misconduct. You know what I'm saying? For misconduct. If you think if you're a black person and you're going to get a fair trial in this country, you're absolutely and utterly mistaken. Keep your nose clean. Stay on the straight and narrow. Don't hit your wife. Don't grab your girlfriend wrong. Leave. Jonathan Majors ran away from that chick, and she hurt her little finger trying to grab him, and they said it was assault. You're not going to win in court. It's getting to a point now where dudes don't even want to go on a date no more. They don't want to even talk to, not saying that pause on the weirdness or anything, but you women are making it real hard to even try to date. I don't care what color you is. Either y'all want me to or want them to make $500,000 a year, or I don't know. I don't understand the world we live in. It's the most difficult, the most complicated time ever on the planet. You got guys getting passports just to get a fucking date. Motherfuckers is getting passports going to other countries just to meet chicks that's more willing to treat them like a man as far as they're concerned. That's fucking crazy. You can't find a woman in the United States of America? Wow. Not no more, I guess. I have. I didn't think it was possible, but I have. Wonderful. Wonderful. But the funny thing is, there's a lot of cats out there who haven't and probably won't. This world has changed a whole lot. So much so that I had to sing it like that. A whole lot. Too much weird. This place is weird to some bitch. You know it is. That's what I'm here for, to talk about shit like that. You mean actually that you can actually be somewhere, standing, not minding your business, and the police pull up and draw down on you and say you fit the description. And before you know it, you down in handcuffs with a $75,000, $100,000 bail for a crime that you didn't commit, that you actually go to court for, get indicted for, spend 20 years of your life before DNA evidence prove that you wasn't even in the play. You telling people all the time you're innocent, they don't believe. If that ain't the craziest shit you ever heard of in your life, but it happens every single day. Do you question 80 to 90% of the convicted? There's some black people in jail who did that shit, no doubt about it, killed, cut heads off, all kind of psychopath shit. It's obvious they did it, but there's a shitload of people in there who didn't. And because of their incarceration, it changed who they were forever. They seen things in that jail. If you get convicted for murder you commit and you go in that jail, let me tell you something. You're going to see some things. You on murderer's row. Ain't nothing but killers around you. And if you ain't that type of person and they done ran your ass in jail and you ain't even do the crime, you finna see some shit. You got stories when you get out of that motherfucker. You are not the same motherfucker. If you survive prison and your ass did some felony, real fuck with me, felony type armed robbery, so they're going to put you in there with the animals. And if you get out of that, if you do 5, 6, 8 years on level 3, you got stories. This niggas all over TikTok, ex-felons telling war stories about prison and how it is and how it really go down. This is the world we live in. Charleston White, big mouth ass, got locked up. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, he's talking tough and saying how he could do this and get away. Shut the fuck up. Your ass, if they want you, you going. Now, if you believe in God, whether they come get you and you going or not, even if you get tortured, you keep your faith. You'll be fine because, God don't like no ugly. He'll handle that. Don't even worry about it. But as long as you're on this planet, you know how this shit works, especially since you've been born here. We ain't Black people in America ain't African Americans. We don't know nothing about Africa, and we definitely ain't Americans. In the fucking Constitution, it still say we 1/3, 4th, or something a human being. So they don't give us no fucking rights as being no human. So if you know that these people look at you that way, what do? You're not gonna be cow. I ain't never gonna be no bitch and cower or walk around. I walk around here with pride, looking at motherfuckers dead back in their eyes. But also, I don't go looking for trouble. You start something with me, I'm a motherfucking finish it for sure. And if that means I'm finished from this planet, I can live with that. But I also understand the ramifications of our actions as Black people. We're not human here. They don't look at us like, The funny thing is, those people who would think that about us, that we ain't human beings, they still want to have sex with you and touch on you and do all these weird things behind closed doors. What does that say about y'all? We always said the other races like bestiality. For all these people, Black, cis, and da. I can guarantee you, somewhere in your lineage, you did something with a Black person sexually. A big dog will holler, as my mama would say, meaning when somebody talks shit about something and they're vehement about it, Blacks and this and Blacks, and all these senators that Blacks and they the Blacks and Blacks, the motherfuckers got hidden love for Blacks, probably gay as hell, be out on the gay circuit catching Black penises in their mouth at the park or in the bathroom somewhere. They so-called hate Blacks so much, but really they love the shit out of Blacks in some weird, psychotic, nasty, sex, weird, goofer fucking way. Pause. You know it to be true. You know it to be true. If a motherfucker sitting there going, oh, fat people disgust me, he got all kind of muscles, that nigga probably be at home licking pages of fat women in fat magazines or something. He really like fat women, but he gonna make it in the world. I can't stand fats. They disgusting. They this, they that. But all the time, you really got a fetish for them. So that's how the world is. People are fucking nuts. You know it. You know it. The nigga really want to have a fat girl sit on his face while he eat pizza. I'm telling you, everybody should let people live and just do what they do. That's why I don't have a problem with trans testicles. No disrespect to how I'm calling y'all that. I mean, you trans, whatever y'all is. The trans word don't mean nothing to me. It's just a guy wanting to be a gal and dress like a gal, or it's just a guy want to be a gal. That's it. Or the gays, or the guys that like guys. They just a guy, I like guys. That's it. Pause. Whatever. Live and let live, I say. You want that, do that. Whatever. I ain't got to rock with it, so it's your thing. But don't push that agenda on other people. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying when it comes to that. And then they're trying to make it seem like it's a race thing. And there's plenty of different people of different races that are gay. It's a sexual thing. That's your preference. You decided you want to do that. You're not a race. Should you have certain rights? Yeah, you should be able to marry and all that stuff. But if you want rights like the Black community or the Asian community, that's to me is a little too much. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hate at all. But you got to realize, like I was talking about the Jewish community earlier. The Jewish community, that is a religion. That is not a race of people. There are Russian Jews. There are, Black Jews. There's all types of Jews. It's a race. A religion, not a race. It's a religion. And they make it seem like it's a race of people. And I don't know. It's just weird how people word things and it's just weird to me. And that's where all the infighting comes from, because everybody's trying to grab at whatever gold nugget that's sitting out there. That's really what it's all about. It's all about power. It's all about money and positioning. One group feels like if they could get this position, they could do this and they could be this power, and that's the reason why people try to crush small groups like BLM and all these different groups and the Women Power Alliance and all these different groups like that, because they don't want them grabbing at the pebble either. Because that's all it is. It's all these different groups for representing all these different people, gays, this, that, this. They're all trying to get that, that golden nugget so they can say, okay, we're in a position to do this and we can do. It's all about money and power. That's all it's about. It's all it's about. All it's about. You can see it. It's fucking crazy. But one thing that bothers me about that is it's never going to be enough. Whatever group gets power, it's never going to be enough. They'll have power over everything and influence. That's where the infighting comes in with that Democratic and Republican bullshit. That political one's not feeling like they got enough power, so that's why there's infighting. These motherfuckers can't come to an agreement. The government gets shut down. People don't get paid because one feels like they don't have enough power. That's all it's about. Fuck that shit. Just like I'm talking about when it comes to this podcast. I'm just trying to get in where I fucking fit in. That's it. I don't need millions. I just need moments. I need great moments that can be compiled into a nice grouping that people can look at and say, this guy was trying to keep it real at all times. I'm going to fuck with him. That's all I care about is people realizing I'm just trying to keep it 100. And for you to enjoy the realness of my show. I'm gonna be funny. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna get mad sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it might be the most simplest topic of being on time all the way to spirituality and if God exists. But whatever it is, it's gonna be thought provoking. It's gonna be kept for real, and I'm gonna do it as much as I possibly can. And I'm not gonna give up. Just to let y'all know, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. All the people who's on here tonight, I couldn't be more appreciative for y'all coming to chill with me today. Friday night, December 29th, I'm sorry, almost 2024. It's your boy, OMD DexterDavis, and this has been episode 95. 5 more to 100. I don't know what I'm going to do for the 100th episode, but we coming. It's coming close. Look for some new episodes coming up this week. First week of January. I'm not sure what days, but I'll definitely be on. Just look for the live. Like I said, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button so you'll know when I'm on YouTube. It'll let you know. And definitely come get some from the store. It's your boy, OMD. Holla at y'all.
Oh,